everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It's the unofficial start of summer. I cannot believe we are almost halfway through the year. It's crazy. It's insane to me that it's already Memorial Day weekend. But here we are. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. Well, I guess it's not the start. Kind of in the middle of it since tomorrow's a holiday. But I hope you've been having a great weekend so far. I've just been relaxing. As you can see, I'm in very casual attire today. Did not feel like doing my hair, so a wrap is what y'all gonna get today. Okay, so just very laid back, very lazy kind of Sunday kind of day. First of all, it is very cold here in DC. A couple of weeks ago, I was telling you about how hot it was. We have very extreme springs here. You know, either we skip over spring and it goes from, you know, it's just spring for a nanosecond and then it's really hot. And now it's back to being cold again. This morning it was 50, so it's ridiculous. It's only like 60 degrees today. So I, of course, did not want to go up to the rooftop because it's too cold to grill. And it's very dreary out. It's been raining all weekend. So I decided that for Memorial Day, I was going to do a little, you know, a lazy girl kind of Memorial Day and Memorial Day meal. And I just don't feel like cooking. So I went to a local barbecue shop that I love here called D City Smokehouse. So it's DCITY Smokehouse. And they have great barbecue. So I got there some wings for my son, Darius. And I got a half a rack of ribs for myself. And I got some brisket that I'm going to save for tomorrow. So I'm going to probably eat 3 ribs, you know, maybe 4. And then save 2 ribs and eat them with the brisket tomorrow. So it's like a different meal. And then Darius doesn't eat pork. So I got him some chicken wings. Without any, you know, they just do a dry rub and they put the sauce on the side. I like that because then you can kind of do it up yourself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run those up in the broiler so they'll, you know, get crispy and kind of have that charred kind of grill taste. But they've already been smoked and grilled, so that's that with that, right? And then I went to the grocery store and I just picked up some beef hot links. Got some brioche buns, so we're going to have some of those. And then I've already prepared some stovetop mac and cheese, which I'm not going to, of course, I've already prepared it. That'll be for another episode, but I was just trying to do the quick stuff on air. But I did some stovetop mac and cheese, which just to kind of give a quick rundown, you know, boil the macaroni as usual. Boil it all the way down until the water is almost gone, but keep the water that's left when the pasta is al dente, because you want to keep that water in there because, just a quick tip, when you're making pasta, you want to keep, in a hot pasta dish, you want to keep some of the water because it's like, it's really like gold because all the starch and everything that was in the water from the pasta, you know, just makes for the base of a really good sauce. So that, half and half, cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, and American cheese. I know that is controversial to some people. I don't put American cheese when I'm baking macaroni, but you need it for stovetop. And you'll see how creamy and luscious it is when I plate that up at the end. And then I made some, because I felt like we don't have anything green. And often when you go to a barbecue place, they have beans, right? Neither one of us like baked beans. We just don't. So I wasn't even just going to pretend and put some out there. So I made some fresh green beans with a little garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil, a little butter. But what we are going to do on the air is going to make a sun-dried tomato orzo pasta salad and because, you know, with barbecue, you've got to have coleslaw. So we're going to do a Jamaican coleslaw. So good, so easy. This is going to be so fast, guys. Y'all are going to be like, wow, the show's over before it began. But anyway, what I did is we're going to start first with the sun-dried tomato orzo pasta. And how I landed on this was because I had some sun-dried tomatoes that were left from another dish that I made earlier this week. And I did not want them to go to waste, even though they would have been fine, of course, sitting in the refrigerator. But I didn't have a lot left. I only had, this was full because I've already chopped some for this salad. But I didn't have a lot left, and I'm like, you know what? That'll be perfect with that. And I had some onions that I needed to use. So I said, you know what? We're going to do a sun-dried pasta salad because that'll be a little something different than the traditional pasta salad, because you know I like to be a little extra and do something a little different. And then the Jamaican coleslaw is so good because it has jerk seasoning in it, so it gives you a little bit of a kick, and then it's just the different flavors with the cumin and the red pepper flakes and the garlic and the oregano, so it just gives you a different flavor than traditional coleslaw, because coleslaw, let's admit, to me, it's not my favorite thing. But when I'm eating barbecue, I just feel like I want that crunch and that contrast between the barbecue sauce. I just feel like I just need the tanginess of coleslaw to kind of balance everything out. So that's what we're going to do. But first, I'm going to place the ribs and the chicken in the broiler so those can get going. So those will be nice and hot by the time we're done with the salads, and we're going to just get those chilled really quickly, and then we'll be able to plate everything up. So what I did was I already have, let's jump into the orzo pasta salad. I already cooked some of the orzo pasta, and the orzo pasta looks very similar to a long grain rice. And actually in Italian, orzo means barley. So that's the literal translation of it. But it really looks like a long grain rice. And I like it because it's really great for a pasta salad, because to me, it makes it a little bit lighter than when you use like any other kind of pasta. Like I used to make my pasta salads all the time with like the corkscrew pasta. But I'm starting to lean. The last time I made this was last summer. I made a similar, another orzo pasta salad, and I said, oh, I like it. It was just something lighter about it and airier than eating some of the more dense pastas. So anyway, I just made, because again, I'm only preparing enough for myself for the next 2 days, to eat some today and to eat some tomorrow. Maybe I'll have enough left for Tuesday's lunch or something, possibly. Not likely as I'm looking in this bowl, but possibly. So I'm going to be freestyling this for the most part. This isn't really going to be a recipe kind of situation because I'm only making enough for the two, but I'll just try to kind of, as I'm going through things, tell you as I'm eyeballing it about how much I'm putting in there. The good thing about pasta salad too, is a quick tip, is you can really make a pasta anything that you want, a pasta salad, anything that you want. You can add peppers and cucumbers or mushrooms, olives, whatever it is that you want, zucchini, carrots. You can put anything in a pasta salad. So mine today is, like I said, just some of the things that I already had in my fridge that I was just trying to make use of. So I already put a few chopped, maybe about a tablespoon and a half of chopped red onion is already in here with it. Pasta was cooked al dente for about 7-8 minutes, and it's only about a cup of, gotta keep watching that because I'm broiling it. It's only a cup of the, it's only a half a cup of the orzo, which ended up making about a cup and a half cooked. So that's that. Now we're going to put in some red wine vinegar, and I'm just going to put in about a tablespoon. And the thing about pasta too is that you'll just have to eyeball it anyway, just to see if it still looks too dry, should add a little more, blah blah blah. Then here I have about 2 tablespoons of chopped sun-dried tomatoes, and then I also mixed in about maybe about 1/4 of a cup of grape tomatoes that I sliced in half lengthwise. And with the sun-dried tomato, you want to keep the oil in there too, because we need that to make our dressing for the salad. So now that we have the red wine vinegar in there, it's already so pretty. Look at that. Nice color on there already. Okay. And I kept the sun-dried tomato in case I thought I wanted to add a little bit more, and I think I do. But we're gonna move forward with everything for now. I'm gonna put in a little dried basil. And again, as you like. I'm putting in about a teaspoon or so of the dried basil. Same with the oregano. And again, and I do this anyway when I'm making it, I just put in, excuse me, let me just check our meat here. It's already right. Well, it's already good. And our sausages are cooking nicely. Okay. You just kind of want to eyeball it and see, just how much you think you'll want as far as flavoring, as far as seasoning rather. Okay, gonna do a little bit of onion powder. Again, we have some onions in there, but just a sprinkle. That's probably only like 1/4 teaspoon of that. And I'm also going to add some garlic powder as well as some minced garlic because I like garlic. I'm a garlic girl. Same thing, probably about, maybe that was 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. And then I'm just going to put in just a little bit. Now I'm not going to, this is the red pepper flake, so I don't want to go overboard with that. So just a little sprinkle because we know that can be a little strong, although I like spice. I love spice. Whoops, lost my little top there. Just gonna put in a little bit, maybe about a 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic. Stir that up. I can already tell we're not going to lose our clamps on these, so I'm going to put that here. I'm going to add a little more oil because it's looking a little dry to me. So I'm going to add a little bit of that oil, from the sun-dried tomatoes. Ooh. And don't mind me because I like stuff a little saucy. And I add just a splash more of the red wine vinegar. And we should be in a much better place. Okay, I'm gonna add a little salt, a little sea salt, just a sprinkle, a little black pepper. And we're gonna give that a taste, but first, let's check out our chicken here. We both, Darius and I both, I don't eat chicken wings, but we both like our meat to kind of be more on the done side. Hold on, let me grab another set of tongs here. And I'm going to, see how yummy that's already looking, y'all? Woo! I'm gonna turn this over so the other side can get nice and crisp. Because he tasted one, he said, Mom, they're good. He said, but they could be crispier. They're not crispy. So I said, no problem, we can fix that. We'll just run them back in the oven. Okay, my ribs. Okay, all right. All right, so now, let those go. And see how our sausages are doing. They're shape it up nicely. Not going to be the same as the grill, but close enough. We're going for close enough today. That's the goal. All right. So let's see how this tastes. If we need to add anything. Make sure I get some of the sun-dried tomato, some of the grape tomato. Good flavor. We could definitely use a little more garlic. And onion powder. A little bit of everything, to be honest with you. And this should do it. And then, of course, once it sits in the fridge for a bit too. You know, this is pasta salad, just like hot pasta, is always much better the next day. As is, honestly, most foods are better the next day, for the most part, because the flavors have a chance to really develop once they've been refrigerated and they've sat overnight. So we're just going to hit everything up a little bit more. You all probably don't even, I like stuff really to be well seasoned. I don't do that, not seasoning the food kind of deal. That doesn't work for me. So we're going to put some more of the sun-dried tomatoes in it. And these aren't going to be chopped like the earlier, but it's okay. I actually kind of like it because it'll add a little more texture to it. And I can always just, I'm going to put a little more of the oil in there. Chop them up on my plate. But that's fine for texture. And I know that's going to be just fine. So I'm going to sit this in my little dish. And it's a small dish because I'm just making 2 servings. Okay. I mean, this dish is perfect for it. I mean, it's just enough room for the 2 servings. I mean, ta-da! I love when stuff works out like that. This is perfect. So we got that there. Actually, let's check our meat again. We want it to taste like it's grilled, but we don't want it to be burnt. Go a little longer. Put the sausages a little while longer on them too. Alright. And we're going to finish it with a little Parmesan cheese. Well, more than a little, because I love cheese. So we're going to put some Parmesan cheese on top. And for some color and another flavor profile, we've got some scallions. Isn't that pretty? That's a pretty little dish of pasta. We're going to set this in the fridge. Let this get nice and cold. Actually, since we're trying to eat relatively quickly because we're hungry around here, and we're talking about doing stuff quick, we're going to sit it in the freezer for a sec. How about that? Now, we're going to move things aside here, and we're going to work on this. What are we doing? Coleslaw. So, we've got about a cup and a quarter of just coleslaw mix that I bought in a bag. Normally I add a little more red cabbage to it, but I didn't want it to go to waste because, like I said, I'm not a huge coleslaw fan, so I figured let me just get enough to have for now and just make that work. So that's what I decided to do. So that's that there. We're going to add mayo. And you only need, I'm just going to put in a tablespoon for now. Like I said, we'll play around with it if needed. Some apple cider vinegar. We're just going to do a little splash of that. And that's probably about a tablespoon of that. We're going to need more of the mayo. Let's check our meat again. Okay, that is done. And so are our sauces. Yay! And then what I'm going to do is I had already had some cornbread that I already had that I needed to, I don't know if I'm in the shot, that I needed to go ahead and finish up that I had from another meal. And I'm like, cornbread, sweet cornbread works for me with barbecue. So here we go. So we're going to run that up in the oven. Run that up. That sounds so country, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to place it in the oven and just let that get warm. I'm going to turn off the broiler because all it needs to do is warm up. And I can already see we need more mayo. So I'm going to do another tablespoon, and that should do it. Yeah, that will do it. I may have to add another little splash of, no, we won't need any more apple cider vinegar, I don't think. We'll go with this. We're going to do the jerk seasoning. I'm going to do this in my hand. And we're going to do about a teaspoon of the jerk seasoning. And you know what else I forgot to pull out is nutmeg. And there's already some nutmeg in there, but I forgot about that. Sorry about that. I always add just a little more in there. There's already some in the jerk seasoning, but I just put a little bit, just a little, because you don't need nutmeg is very overpowering. But just a hit. Okay. And I failed to tell you guys that I already had a little bit of, I put maybe about a teaspoon of sugar in it too, because it's supposed to kind of have a kind of a little bit of a sweet little taste to it also. Spicy, a sweet spicy kind of taste. This is a little garlic powder, just a little sprinkle of that. Red pepper flakes, just a little because there's already some in the jerk seasoning, but I just like a little more kick. So I'm adding a little more. And honestly, you know, once you get the mayonnaise and the apple, it doesn't come out to be very much, but honestly, that's all I need. I just want a little hit of coleslaw. I don't need like a whole, you know, when you go to a restaurant too, they don't give you a whole lot. They usually just put like a little hit, just a little bit on the side. And now I'm just adding with my hands, I'm just rough chopping some pecans. Now you can also use walnuts. Most Jamaican coleslaws either have pecans or walnuts if you look up the recipe, but I don't like walnuts at all. They're waxy tasting to me, so I like to use pecans. And I'm just taking a few, and it's of course to your liking. You know, I don't want it to be drowning. It's not a pecan salad. I don't want it to be drowning in, you know, pecans, but you want that crunch, and that's a nice, you know, contrast to everything else in the salad, because everything else, you know, is pretty tangy and spicy. So we're going to give this a taste. Oh, salt, duh. A little salt. Little salt, just a little bit. Get that mixed up. Alright, see, we're gonna need a few more. Let's just not even play games. Let's add a few more nuts. Just a few. Okay. And now, let's give this a taste to see what we're working with. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. The carrot, the cabbages. Let me tell you about this salad. So good. I like spice, but it sneaks up on you. When you taste it, you're like, it's not that spicy. And then all of a sudden, it gets you in the back of your mouth. It's really good. Now, even with that being said, I could add a little more jerk. Just a little. It's so good. I just like that kick. Just another little sprinkling of it. It's ready. A little salt, because I'm tasting it. A little more salt. And this is a perfect amount. Honestly, really and truly, I don't need any more than that. Let me turn it this way. You can see. I mean, that's perfect for 2 servings, right? I mean, perfect. So I'm going to zap this in the freezer so it can get chilled quickly. I told you this is a lazy girl Memorial Day meal here we got going on. I'm going to get this in the freezer for a few seconds, for a few minutes so it can get cold. Then I'm going to get everything plated up. And we are going to partake. Be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. So, chicken ribs are done. They came out nice and crispy. Now granted, you guys may not want yours this crispy, but we like our stuff a little extra around here. So, we've got these nice, beautiful barbecue wings. Don't they look yummy? All right. So we got our wings and we got our ribs. They got a nice little char on them. But again, we like our stuff a little extra crispy around these parts. I got it really charred, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. It's supposed to look like it came off the grill, right? And I got this one here. And last piece. We'll soften in the sauce, you know. Gotta be soft. Everything is better if it's soft. So we got those. And then we have those sausages. Those hot beef links. We have our brioche buns. So I'm just gonna stick 2 on for now because we're probably just gonna have one for each of us. My son may have 2. Darius, 1 or 2? 2 for you. So okay, I'm putting 3 hot links on here. Green beans. Back there. So, got our sausages. Let me grab those. I'm gonna put those in. Our beef links. A little barbecue sauce on them, but hey, it's supposed to be messy. It's a barbecue. It's not hot. And then we'll do one more. Since Master Darius wants to get another. We got those 3 there. Okay. And then We have that creamy mac and cheese I was telling you about. The creamy, and you'll see the nice and creamy stovetop mac and cheese, please. Look at that pull. That's amazing. So good. I tasted some while we were on break. It came out really good. You got that filled up there. And then finally, we have our hot, sauteed, fresh green beans. Because, you know, we got to have a little vegetables. Since we don't do green beans. Since we don't do baked beans. A piece of mac and cheese there. And there you have it, everybody. This is our semi-homemade barbecue spread for Memorial Day. Looks yummy, doesn't it? So we're not going to do a whole lot of talking. We're just going to get into it and eat our meal. But I hope you guys have a safe and happy Memorial Day. Thanks to all those who have served, who are now gone. We honor you today and always, but especially Memorial Day. We're ready to dig in. Have a great one, everybody. Have a fabulous week. See you soon. Follow me, Instagram, Pinterest. You know, check out the blog. Make sure you're subscribed. www.fabulaliving.com. Au revoir. Let's grab it. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. Let's dig in. I don't know what you're waiting on. I'm getting ready to eat.
And I'm just getting a little bit more.
Oh, so good.